Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I have lighting over here, I have lighting over here, and I have the fan over here, and I feel good. How you doing? So first, let me say that right now the time is approximately 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and the time is no, I already told you the time. You know, I should have a video just of bloopers, because I have tons, man. Seriously, and the date is Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. The moon is void of course, going from waning in Aquarius to waning in Pisces. And according to my moon sign calendar from Llewellyn Worldwide, or Llewellyn Publishing, the moon enters Pisces officially tomorrow, Wednesday, July 8th, 2020 at 2:13 p.m. Eastern Time. Before I go any further, I would love to acknowledge my newest YouTube channel subscribers, who I totally forgot to acknowledge yesterday. They are Cheshire Kitten and Angel Figueroa, Latina, yes. Anyway, what can I say? I have great pride in my Latin American heritage and my Cuban, Caribbean, Taino heritage. You know, it's funny because, well, so many of you know the story. Hello, Bast, how cute! Are you the Cheshire Kitten in disguise? So anyway, you know, it's funny because I am long overdue to spend time with my Wonderland Tarot, created by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Eugene Smith. And who knows, I might actually do a more than a walkthrough video with that tarot deck. But in the meantime, I definitely want to, it's so funny because, you know, the reason why I'm wearing pink is because one of my favorite people on planet Earth, Michelle Swan Graham, the Michelle Swan Graham, also known as Swan of Dreamers on YouTube. Her signature color is pink. And I'm wearing the scarf that goes with the shirt because the lovely Susan Garrett, another one of my favorite people on planet Earth, loves it when I wear a scarf. The temperature is 14 degrees cooler today than yesterday, which is why I am wearing a scarf. Although I was going to take it off a few moments before Bast the kitten jumped on top of me, but I guess now it's going to stay here until the end of the video. Anyway, but in the meantime, speaking of more than a walkthrough, I wanted to do the next video in the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck, and I'm going to have, you're so cute how you're doing that. So I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the box, which I think is a gorgeous, gorgeous box. By the way, I only recently remembered that the card that's depicted on the cover of the box is the Sun card from this tarot deck. Okay, so yeah, so let me, okay. Yes. Now, Bast, be very careful because this is a one-of-a-kind shirt. I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the cover of the guidebook. The guidebook has 2 or 3 spreads. It has information on all of the background stories, if you will, for each card. And it also has the bios for all the artists except for Polly Faye, who is more commonly known as Paulina Cassidy. I just find it hysterical that they did not, and I keep looking. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't look under Cassidy. Oh my goddess. Can you imagine if it's always been here and I just said something so, like, crazy that I didn't even, like, do that? No. Polly Faye's bio is listed. Who is... Okay. The Emperor... Yeah. Oh, it's Holly Sierra. Okay, she's the one who's up, but okay, fine. Okay, we're going to go forward. So, the card more commonly known... Oh, okay, you have a claw, Thank you. Ow. Thank you. So, the card more commonly known as the HIerophant in this tarot deck is called the Messenger. And it is illustrated by Cristy C. Thank you, Bast. So cute. I love it when my cats appear in my videos. Cristy with a CH, with a CR rather, C Road. Okay, now before I read about the messenger card, I'm going to make sure that all the buttons that are supposed to be buttoned are buttoned. It's strange, I always have one button that just remains to stay in place. Usually it's in the vicinity of my waist, but every once in a great long while, it's in another part of the shirt. So, this is the messenger illustrated by Cristy C. Road, and I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of this card. I love the protest imagery, the injustice protest imagery, listen to me, imagery. And yeah, you know what, I would need to pull out my magnifying glass. But my intention is to keep these videos under 10 minutes each. So, with that being said, the messenger, also known as the Hierophant by Cristy C. Road. The messenger card portrays Geneset Gutierrez, an activist for transgender rights and immigrant protection. She is the founding member of La Familia, trans queer liberation movement. The messenger articulates 3 levels of consciousness. The physical plane, where you interact with the ideas, culture, language, and people who surround you. The astral plane, where transitional energies and the spirits of your ancestors reside. And the institutionalized plane, where your hopes, and the institutionalized plane, I read that correctly, where your hopes, fears, and values are prescribed by authority figures. The messenger asks you to question those foundations that are based on fear and submission. She asks you to run between physical and astral planes, questioning the roots of the situation and excavating the parts of it that keep you sound and allow you to breathe. The parts that rally your people and your connection to your community. The messenger asks you to lead by offering truth and elevating the voices of the unheard. That is one of the most beautiful and powerful and modern interpretations of the Hierophant card that I've ever encountered. And I like it. Especially considering that several years ago, my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, informed me that when people look at me, they will see me as the Hierophant. In my soul, I'm the High Priestess. Cristy C. Road is a Cuban-American artist. All right, Latina! Writer and musician. Through visual art, storytelling, and punk rock music, C. Road has strived to testify to the beauty of the imperfect since she began creating art in her hometown of Miami, Florida. She grew up as a self-taught figure-drawing artist with a penchant for all things that question society. C. Road has a BFA in illustration from the Ringling School of Art and Design and an MFA from FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, which is not too far from me. It's across the Hudson River in Manhattan, New York City. Yeah, I say it like a New Yorker, New York City. C. Road has almost 20 years of independent publishing under her belt, along with years of creating countless illustrations for magazines, record albums, event posters, and social justice organizations. She also teaches workshops and lectures across the nation. In early 2006, C. Road released her first novel, Indestructible. She is the creator of the Next World Tarot. It lists her website address, which is a .org, by the way, and it lists her Instagram account page. So I will have all that information in the description box below. The only other thing that I'm going to say about the Hierophant card, it is that traditionally it is a card of spiritual or religious authority. Now, I personally do not have an issue with authority figures, for the most part, says the guy who's born under the sign of authority, or rather of an authority figure, namely Capricorn. I will say this though, there are many different kinds of authority figures, and there are many different kinds of leaders. And I will say that those of you watching this video right now, there is a possibility that you may be called to action. You may be drawn to becoming a leader, even reluctantly. And given that the messenger card or the Hierophant card is astrologically aligned with the sun sign Taurus, which is 2 signs ago, it's possible that sometime between April 19th and May 20th of this year, you may have been called upon to be a leader or to be in a leadership capacity in some way. The other thing that I'm going to say about the Hierophant card or the messenger card is that it is about acknowledging the messages that come to you. You know, when all of these petitions to eliminate systemic racism and police brutality started showing up, and I've signed virtually all of them, by the way, I found that I had the courage to use tarot decks and oracle card decks that I had not felt comfortable using, especially if I'm encountering more than 90% of clients who are Caucasian. But now it's like, I'll use the African American tarot with a white client, and if they have an issue with it, then they need to have a reading with somebody else. Pretty much, yeah. Because as Michelle and I agree, representation matters. Representation always matters. As always, YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, all the subscriptions, and thank you to those of you who have been diving deep and having your session with me. And do book your reading right away, because you never know. You want to make sure that you get your date and time for your session booked. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next video.